Hi guys, welcome back to Steve Basinger Fishing. It's been quite a while since I made a video. It's, man, maybe like July, something like that. I think it's the last time I made a video. That's how much little fishing I've done this year. But we're back here to do a little something different. We're gonna do a little crappie fishing today. We're on a lake in Illinois. This is Carlyle Lake. I was out here a couple days ago just kind of playing around, and man, I whacked them. And I gotta tell you, I suck on this lake. Anytime I actually catch crappie here is when they're on the banks. It's about the only time that I'm ever any good at it, and it's December and I whacked them. I had a good time. So we're gonna go a little bit about that today. But first, I wanted to show you guys something. Part of the reason I haven't been fishing for quite a while is because I've been boatless until recently, and now we got this guy. I just picked this up about a month ago. If you guys watch Mikey Balls Fishing, this is from his channel. He affectionately named it Spaceballs, and I think we're going to keep it with that name. Mostly the reason I'm keeping it that name is because it sounds like a spaceship, and this is like a Starship Enterprise. I got all those fancy dancy little electronics and forward-facing sonar, which I've never had before, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to do some cheating, as some people like to call it. As I've done it, I realize it's not nearly as easy as it looks. So we're going to do a little bit of that, a little bit of forward-facing sonar for some crappie, and I think we're going to catch them. So let's do this. There's one. Oh, that's a better one. Yes, sir. Come on up here. That'll work. We're not keeping any today because I caught a good limit the other day. I don't want to keep no more. But basically all we're doing, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. We'll try to get down there to it. That's brush all down there. We got a couple fish up here, so we can scan us over a little more. You can actually see a little bit of bait in there too. A little bit of bait, brush, and then every now and then you'll see a fish over the top of it. That one I kind of got off my line. I didn't see exactly. I didn't like actually see that fish come up and get it. But it's not that hard. If you have side scan, most people have side scan now. I just go around and I side scan and down scan, just idling around mouths of coves and whatnot, and I'm just looking for brush. You know, if I see fish on it, that's even better, but a lot of times you can't really see the fish in there. So I'm just marking it, and then I go around, come back to it, and just throw at it. Like it's all marked right here on my graph now. I got little little marks here and here, and I got a whole bunch of them all up and down. I'm fishing like out in front of some riprap, and just marking things, and then I throw at it. There's one. Another nice little leader. Maybe a 11 inches. Nah, it's probably just a little over 10 inches, honestly. It's okay. I changed up my colors. I was throwing monkey milk, and I just went to this one. That was my first cast with that one. I've been watching them when I was throwing monkey milk, and I have actually a hair jig that's in a similar color to what this plastic is. When I'd watch them come up, they'd come flying up at it, but they wouldn't really get it. That one, first cast, and that one got it. I don't know if that's just because I showed them something new, or if that was legitimately because of the color. a whole stack of them down there, and they ain't on nothing except like maybe bait. I don't know if this is just crappie on, it kind of looks like a stump that's down there. Hopefully you guys can see that, but there's a little bit of a stump, something right there, and you can see all the individual fish on it. It's a little 2 casts in a row though, we've got one off of it. Comes one again. Little one. All right, that's fun. I wish it was as easy when I'm bass fishing with the live scope. It is not. Oh, hello. Yeah, that'll work. Yes, sir. And that's the wife calling. I'm probably in trouble. Yeah. That is a better fish. That's a much better fish. Let's get a measurement on him. A little over 12 inches. Just touches. Yeah, that's a good fish. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys, I thought we'd take a minute to kind of talk about what I'm doing here. Like I said earlier, I'm just going around graphing brush, just looking for brush. Nothing really that crazy. I'm in anywhere from like 8 to 13 feet of water most of the time. I think actually every time. I don't think I've caught a fish deeper than that yet. Just looking for brush. There needs to be bait around. I've been to 2 different places so far. There's been bait around all of it, so maybe I should retract that. I don't know how important bait is. It's typically important. I don't know that it's important today. But I look at the brush, and then I'm doing something that, let me just take a step back and let's just acknowledge, I'm not the world's gift to crappie angling. I'm a bass fisherman, but I like to catch crappie, and I tend to always figure out a way that works for me. And when I talk to actual crappie anglers, I come to find out that it's kind of a little bit off the wall sometimes. So you guys watch this video, if you guys are actually crappie anglers, let me know if this is not normal. I don't know. But here's what I'm doing. When I look at everybody else that fishes this lake, I've been around a lot of boats. Everybody is using long rods and they're vertically jigging. They're also live scoping. They're doing the forward facing thing just like I am, but they're vertically jigging the fish that are there. And me, being a bass angler, what I've learned is typically the closer I get to the fish, the least likely I am to catch them. So I have the want to stay away from the fish. So I've been using how big is this? This is a 6-foot Denali Prime spinning rod. I mean, I wish I had one a little bit longer. I actually bought this just when I'm walking on docks to fish vertically, but I like a 7-footer I think would be perfect. But I'm casting to these fish. I'm staying off of them, spotting them on the live scope, or on my case the active target, and I'm casting at them. And some people may think that would have the bait moving too fast. I mean, no lie, the water temperature today is like 39 degrees. It's cold, but it's amazing how with live scope you can see how you can kind of just float that bait right there in front of the fish, or in this case just above them. Since crappie like to feed up, I like to keep it just above them, but you can float that bait just really right in front of them. See if I can do this without dropping my stuff. Well, of course it's not going to want to now, but you can kind of just float that bait right in front of the fish, and just like little, you know, little tiny rod twitches, a little bit of pop in the line, or I'm just straight reeling as slow as I can and just maintaining, you know, a depth, not necessarily like a numbered depth, but just watching the fish and seeing where exactly I need to keep this. As far as baits that I'm using, I've used 2 colors. The first day, or when I was out the other day, monkey milk was the color. I don't exactly know which particular one that is, which model that is. It's a Bobby Garland bait, but it's, you know, ones with the little straight tail. It's a little probably 2-inch bait or so. I caught 1 or 2 on that today, but mostly they've been missing it. And today I went to a electric chicken, same bait, but just different color, electric chicken. I had a black head on there earlier. I went to a pink one just cause. I don't know that it's helped. I have no idea. But this is I believe a 32nd ounce. Yeah, I think that's a 32nd ounce head. And then, you know, back to the setup, it's a 6-foot Denali spinning rod. And then I've got a Denali spinning reel on here. I don't even know what that gear ratio is, a 5:2 to 1. And this is just 4-pound monofilament. I typically like to throw braided line, which is what I'm throwing on the other rod, but I'm out of light braided line, so I went with mono on this one, and surprisingly it's casted better. It's been sensitive enough, you know, most of the time I'm kind of just seeing the fish hit it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. So this last school that I just found is actually not on any brush. They're just related to bait. I'm kind of having to follow them around throughout this little channel bend. I'm on a little creek channel bend or river channel bend right on the main lake, and I'm kind of following them. They're just following the edge of that river channel, and I have to just very slowly follow them around. Thank God it's not windy today. It's like there's not a whisper of breath of breeze out here, so I can sit still pretty well and just ease along and follow them. And I've been able to pick a number of those off. They've been some of the better ones I've caught today too. I think my biggest today was maybe around 12-13 inches. I haven't caught very many non-keepers though today, so that's a pretty good, to me, that's a pretty good day. There we go. I mean, there's got to be a couple hundred down there. one after another after another. So again, I'm watching. There's a couple other boats down this bank, and I'm watching these guys. They're all vertically fishing, and I'm not seeing anybody catch fish as often as I am. That's another good one. Another good eater. Eventually this will get boring, but not yet. I am not bored yet. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys, we're gonna call that a day. I couldn't tell you how many fish I caught today. A lot. I caught a lot. It was a good day. I don't know, you know, if there's anybody watching this video that fishes this lake more often than I do, which would be really at all. I'd love to know how good, you know, you guys do here, because with how today went and the other day went, neither one of the days were really conditions-wise great days. I caught a lot of fish, and it makes me think like maybe everyone just catches a lot of fish here. If that's the case, man, I kind of feel bad making this video. A little bad. Caught a lot of fish, had a lot of fun. This is really only like my second or third time out playing with the active target. Never had forward-facing sonar before. It's, I'm preaching to the choir for a lot of people. At least in the crappie world, it's absolutely a game changer. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of things, and you can stay pretty active trying to catch these fish, which is the way I like to fish. I mean, if you've watched this channel, I bass fish. I like to cast and cast and cast, and I really don't like to sit still. So it fits me really well. The colors that I was using, I used electric chicken for a lot of today. And then at the end of the day, I moved over a different part of the lake and over on the, the west shore. And I started catching them on monkey milk at that point. Still stayed with a 32nd ounce jig. I think the mostly used one with a pink head today. Did use a black head a little bit too. I don't know how much any of that matters. And I stayed casting at them. The closest, according to active target, the closest any fish was that I casted at or that I caught was like 20 feet from the boat, 20 feet from the front of the boat. Everything else was, you know, as far out as 50, but probably in that like 30 to 45 foot range from the boat. And I think the deepest fish I caught was maybe like 15 feet. So everything was probably in, most of the fish I caught were in that like 8 to 15 foot, or I would say 8 to 13 foot range for the most part. Fishing was good. Had a lot of fun. Don't know when I'll do this again, but until the next time, see you guys on the water.